If you recall the last time, we were able to create topic for ourselves, and we did a bit of testing. So basically, what I want us to do tonight is to look at how we can incorporate Power Automate into this particular um, board that we've just created. So let's say for some reason we want to, as soon as any information about access to a Power BI report is triggered, we want that email to send to maybe a particular email address. Please just give me a moment. Yeah, so as I was saying, for this topic, let's say maybe we want to add what's it called? A Power Automate flow that once any of this thing happen, and it should send an email. So for us to do that, we can do it in two ways. Is either we do it in the flow, or we can come here, because what we also want to do that the moment this last step is finished, we want it to send an email based on some information um, that is here. So I can click on this add node now. If I go to this add node, there are other ones, we've talked about the send the message, we've talked about ask a question. We have not even talked about this adaptive card. So what this adaptive card does is that it's just gonna create like a report card of summary of everything that happened. Okay. And we've looked at the condition, we've looked at talk about the variable, we've looked about maybe topic management in case that, let's say after this you wanted to transfer to any of these um, other topics. So, but what we actually want to do is that we want to do call to an action. So for us to do call to an action, yeah, I am going to incorporate a flow into it. And for me to do that, I am going to choose create a flow. Yeah. So I'll create that flow from here and automatically it should take me to Power Automate. So when you take me to Power Automate, it's already know that what I want to do is I want to run, trigger a flow from that. So this is the new canvas page of the Power Automate. But for some reason, I'm going to switch this back to the old one. I don't prefer this new design. So what I need to do is just going to turn on this new designer um, mode here, and I'll say switch without saving. So I prefer where I can see what I want to do myself rather than just have to be using the canvas. Of course, it does cool, but I prefer this conventional method. So now, if you see now what we actually looking for, I might just need to delete this. Let's delete this. What we're looking for is to look for Power Virtual Agent, yeah? And for that reason, when we select that, what is that trigger? So the trigger is when the Power Virtual Agent calls a flow. That is once that flow happen, yeah, what should happen? So now when we click on this, it's going to have access to add an input. So we could come back here, right? So, we save some variable like the full name and the like. So we could say, okay, based on this, we want input of the full name, the email, yeah, let's just say maybe the report, and I'm not sure we put report name. So let's say we will have this variable of, you can call this one I think we said full name. Yeah. So it's going to be an input. And this input is going to come from the votes based on the user text. So now I could add another one, which I think we say user email. Yeah. Let's say we have this. And what should happen? What should happen after this? So I could just delete these steps here. Just delete this one. So what we just did is just two steps. So the next step is we are saying if you send an email. So I'm going to look for the send an email operation, which is this very one that I'm going to use. Send an email V2. This is the one I'm going to use. Yeah. And if I click on this, it's going to ask me for some information. Who is this sending this email to? So for this demo, I'm just gonna put this email. Of course, I can put other emails there. Then what am I going to do over here? So what I want to do here now is I want to plug in, maybe I can put a customized information, based on what is coming from the flow. I can use it as the subject of the email. So maybe I can say, because what this is about is new, I think it's about new report access. So I can say new Power BI reports access request. Yeah. And I can say maybe from. So now this from now I can plug in because I have already created a variable from here. So automatically my previous step, whatever output that is coming from my previous step is going to show you the dynamic content. So I'm making this as a dynamic content so that I can easily plug in this full name. So this becomes a dynamic in such a way that if any other person that fill whatever they put inside their name here, which is the full name, and it would be the subject of the email, right? So the next thing we could do is, let's say, I think I create let me see. So this will serve our subject. Let's say we can create an email text that say, hello BI team. Sorry. A new Power BI report request has been raised. Here are the details. Yeah. You can say here are the details, then we can plug in some bullet points. Let's plug in some bullet points. I could say maybe request by. So from this request by, I can plug in the full name and requester email. I can plug in the user email. So I think we have priority and maybe the report name. So let's create another one. So okay, this should be the priority. Yeah. And let's create another one for reports name. Yeah. So we can say requested by the full name. Let's say reports name. Yeah, and I plug on this. I can say priority, and I'll plug in this priority. Yeah, so we can say maybe please take necessary action. Just say regards, Power BI virtual assistant. Yep. And we can stop here. So let's name this. We can store this, say this one. I think this is about access flow. So now, just to recap what happened here. So the connection, the trigger connection we will be using for this particular this use case is what we call when a Power Virtual Agent calls. So if you want to really know much about what is happening, more detail about what it does, yeah. If you click on that, you can ask the chatbot, because the Copilot is also embedded in here. This operation establish a connection to a Power Virtual Agent, and that's what happened. Then here, what happened here is that we are using an action. So the action that whenever this can establish a connection, yeah, we want it to perform a particular action for us. And that action is that we want it to send an email, where no one needs to be involved to do some that manner process. So also, if you look at this now, for some reason, if you have anything here, let's say, for example, I remove this, yeah, if there is any error in your flow, you will see here, you will see something will tell you, oh, you have an error, and you can always, walk to it's asking now, tool is required. So that means I need to put an argument here to complete this flow. So I am done. Of course, I could go to advanced. Yeah, maybe I want to copy. I want to blind copy. I want to add an attachment, or yeah, I can say maybe the priority should be high, and if anyone is replying they want to reply to that email, maybe I can plug it, but because we don't really want that sensitivity, we don't want that. So just not going to go into the advanced option. So I'll just save this, and immediately I'm saving it, I will see this now to show me the notification message up here. So I'm just waiting for that. If everything is fine, we're just gonna hold on for a couple of seconds. Yeah, it's saying now your flow is ready to go. We recommend you test it anyway. So I don't need to test it. So go back in here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say done. So let's see whether we can see our flow here. Yeah, this is the access flow. So I can plug in this now. Yeah. And based on that information coming from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 variables is now required here to complete the flow process. Yeah. Let's see, we can get the priority here. Did we set, okay, we said email address, we said full name, we didn't specify the report. So maybe I can come back here and say, ask a question, yeah, and we could say, what is the name of the report? Yeah, and this is gonna be a text user entire response, and we are going to save this variable as, let's save it as report name. Yeah, We save that as report name. Now we have this. We can go back and plug this into here now. Full name, yeah, let's find variable. This is the variable we are going to plug in here. Email address, we're going to plug in that email address from the input. Yeah, we are going to also plug in the priority. You see how everything is being connected together, how each of those steps link to each other. And the report name, let's say, come here, where's report name? Okay, so for some reason, this one here, this priority, I think is expecting strange. So there are workaround how to do this. That's why we can go back into the power, the flow, but I'm just going to find a way. Maybe I can remove it. Let me see. Because it's not allowing me to use it. So I'm just gonna ignore it and I'm just gonna plug in maybe full name for now. Yeah, just to complete the flow. Now everything here is good to go. And what I'm going to do now, don't forget this is our trigger, access to report, access to dashboard, and I'm going to save this now. Just so I'm not speaking to myself. Are we following? Are we still together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have this saved now. So let's kind of test our chatbots. I'm gonna say hello. Let's see. You can see it has started the session. So let's see what's gonna happen next. Hi there. Let's me now. So you can see it went to the greetings topic. Yeah, because these are the phrase is the trigger, we've created for the topic. So I can say I need access to a report. Let's see where it's gonna take us. Yeah, you can see it has moved to access to Power BI report. What is your full name? Saying, hey, I'm just gonna plug in that. What is your email address? I'm just gonna say admin at softnet.onmicrosoft.com. What is the name of your report? So I'm going to assume, if you remember, we did this a long time ago. I'm going to assume this is the report. Yeah, I'm going to say the report class task. Yeah. And what is going to happen? Yeah. What is the priority? I'm going to say hi. I'm going to say Teams chat. Thank you. The priority is now. Let's go and see what happened in our email, whether we're going to get any email, yes or no, whether the flow fail. Yeah, I can actually see now. I can see now. You can see even showing us high importance. Yeah. See all this information we plug in from the flow is here. Yeah. So maybe we could have even customized the agent or the chatbot to be, we kind of give you how you have to select what kind of request type, um, you know, text for detailed information about the request so that that request details can come in here, as also a summary. So, does that make sense? Yeah. Do we see how the the power of automation, using just a simple no code um, Microsoft application. We created an agent, which is like a chatbot that communicates with the user, and that information is being passed, scanned to us, automatically, and anyone among the team can just pick this up. Yeah, because now for some reason, if I want to reply to the person, I know the name of the person, and I know, okay, I didn't have the option that contact method, you know, I could just follow through that and say, okay, this person said I need to contact him via email, via Teams call or chat, then I can take it up from there and just say, okay, your um request has been approved. We can even kind of embed a form of approval into the flow whereby automatically the user um also can receive an automation email. Okay. So that is what I want to show us tonight about the power of Power Automate and the PVA together. Yeah, does that make sense at all? How do we see how that very simple, very simple process where we created a flow? And one thing about this Power Automate here, you can always see, um, the history of your flow. For some reason, if it fail, you can see, and you can see the duration 996 microseconds or milliseconds, as the case may be. So the process is very fast, within just a seconds, you could see the process, being completed. Yeah, right. So, um, any question for me?
Thank you so much, sir. You see, the way you just done it, it just made me understand a little bit more how it works with IT departments. When you send them a request for something, I see this would be the kind of thing that they set up,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah,
that's really very, very helpful. It also makes me, to start to think that within my team, in what instance would I need to bring this in,
yeah,
or if it is necessary. So yeah, thank you very much for that. A quick question though, around
yeah.
Power Automate. Say I've been asked to schedule a monthly email as a
Mhm,
reminder for a certain task that needs to be done by few people, and to
okay,
copy in maybe the head of team, to copy the head of team in.
mm.
Uh, how would I do that within this
Okay. If
Power
if
Automate?
I yeah, if I want to do that, um, how I can do that is I can create an Excel, and in that Excel, I already know, um how should I put it? I'm going to have the name of the person, the tax, the due date, yeah. So the due date in that is what I'm going to now connect into my flow, and I would make it a daily, okay, let's say if I want to create now, so I'm going to create it as a schedule outflow. So I can say every single day I want you to run this flow, and when you try to run this flow based on the due date, if the due date maybe is gonna happen in the next 10 days, yeah, I want you to send an email, you know, to that part email in that Excel. So I think maybe what we could do, we could create a simple Excel, and we can practicalize it rather than me just talking it
If
abstractly. That's
if you are
another
in
thing.
a hurry, we can schedule it for maybe next.
Yes,
You are
yes,
in a
yes.
hurry, because I think it will take a bit of time.
Yes, we have to put some conditions, and we have to use some certain operation, like create like an HTML table, because you want that tax, yeah, the
Mm,
name of the person, the due date, you know, then you could now, you look at when we look at using the send email V2, you can put a blind copy, you can put a CC, and that's how
mm,
that can be achieved. Yeah.
okay. Thank you. Would you be available on Monday at all to show us that?
Monday might be a bit busy for me, but maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, yeah,
Okay.
we can that.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.